This is Louie by Kenny Beats. This is your first. You guys never heard of Kenny Beats before?
No.
I'm surprised that I had.
That's why I was so confused. I didn't know how to explain because I thought it was just like so. I was like, no,
I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you said absolutely nothing.
Yeah, because it was just so. It was so explanatory. I guess because like he's like really popular, like
you can
in
see
the producer
why.
community.
Yeah,
like internet and shit like that. Twitch, like he'll do like beat battles with producers.
Yeah.
And then like the winner gets like equipment and shit like that. He'll host that.
I don't have a Twitch.
I didn't look into that.
But he's like big on YouTube and shit. Like he has like YouTube series.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of shit. He has a tape with Denzel Curry. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's only like 31 years old too.
Yeah, he's a young guy too. Yeah.
Young guy.
Young.
So this was like his first time I think releasing a project that's just him.
Yeah.
And just the beats, essentially. This came out. So he found out his dad had pancreatic cancer. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Okay.
And this was during COVID.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough.
I was worried. Yeah, I was
Is
like,
his dad named Louie?
Is
his name after? Is his name after his dad?
that part was a little
Did you not listen to the song?
No.
Yeah.
To answer you, no. To answer you, no.
Yeah,
okay. It's his name.
He gives like a whole like an intro kind of thing. Yeah,
it's like 4 intros.
Yeah. But it was heartfelt as hell, bro.
It was.
That's what really like was like. Okay, so the intro. I'll just jump in right quick. That intro was is obviously this whole album is sort of dedicated to his dad.
Yes.
It's a compilation because you hear the samples and things like that he used. It's a compilation of mixtapes that his dad used to.
This guy did his fucking research.
Man, my fucking guy, bro. This guy.
He's
dope,
one of the good ones.
It's dope. It's see, this is
straight from the pages of the source.
But I mean, hey man, this guy, I fell in love with him after listening to this, man. And that story right there made me like, all right, let me stop fucking around with this guy. Like, give it a real listen. Then he bring up his mom. You can obviously tell they're not together anymore. But I mean, it's life, man.
Your mom called you.
You feel me? Yeah, that kind of make me like, damn, I hope me and Jay are like that. Like when our kids get older.
It's hard not to think of your father once you hear that
honestly,
story.
man, you
and
just
then
think
you're listening
about
to this.
your family. And when you listen, it's a lot of feel good songs on this fucking album. Yeah.
Right.
And if I want to just throw out my comparison, when I first heard this, I'm like, I question where he got this guy from. So I'm like, this sounds like us sitting in New York in a bar, a lounge somewhere, and you just hear earworm music. Like, it's not a hit. It's not something, but it's in the background. It's fucking good. His whole album is just like that to me.
Mood music.
Yeah,
mood
really good music.
Yeah.
People made the joke like this would be big for the lo-fi hip-hop stations for sure. Kind of thing.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I can see that.
A little study music thing.
Damn, that's a Z100.
No. That was the Quiet Storm.
That's what it is, the Quiet Storm. Yeah. Bunch of Kenny G and shit sprinkled in between. Flutes and shit.
So I'll be the bad guy to go.
Here we go, please. After we talk about his cancerous father.
Yeah, because I should have probably went first. So I said I'm going to feel bad about my review.
All right.
Because the first thing I was going to say is, Joe, what the fuck is this?
Okay.
That's a
just a
quick draw.
Quick draw.
Yeah.
Put it on. I'm working this shit, doing some paid work.
It wasn't the mood for it.
Where are the lyrics?
Yes! The first thing that came to my mind.
He did say it's a beat album.
I said, hold on.
I didn't catch that part either.
No, didn't catch that part.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Because I'm like, that's a long fucking intro, bro. Because it's literally like the first 3 songs, it sounds like it's an intro.
Yeah, they flow crazy.
So I'm like, am I bugging? So I go, put it up on Spoofy on Spotify. I'm looking at the words. I'm like, well, there's fucking words, bro. I don't hear fucking words.
It's a different frequency. That's what
so I'm like, I gotta get my ears checked. I gotta punch out of work. What the fuck is going on?
I
gotta leave. There's something going on.
I'm driving, so you need to hear shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. Yeah. So I'm like, I hear the first song. I'm like, beats ain't bad. Let me give it another listen.
Right.
Listening to it again. I caught on. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a Beats album. The nigga's name is Kenny Beats.
I'm kind of waiting for a lyric too.
Yeah,
when you're looking for one, it's weird.
Where's the bars at? Where's it? I know it's coming.
So the second time, like midway through the second, I'm like, am I bugging? Because Spotify has just not audio. What
The lyrics.
instrumentals. They got
Instrumentals,
just
okay,
instrumentals
yeah.
Oh, you're
with
saying,
the
yeah.
words.
I picked the wrong album.
So I'm like, I picked the wrong album.
Somewhere here, yeah.
So I put, yeah. It's like, no, it's the only one available.
Yeah.
And I listened to it. Then I did look into. I didn't look into the whole. I didn't get that deep with
Yeah, the
pancreatic
damage,
cancer
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
that's deep.
Just, I'm sorry. I feel like an asshole.
You don't know. You don't.
Yeah, I didn't.
Right.
You know. So I'm like, all right.
Set him up.
When I heard it, yeah, he set me up for failure right there. I should have went for. I should have definitely went. I know I would have been more of an assoul. Wait, am I less of an asshole? More
I said
of an
wait
asshole?
till you
No,
get
you
your
good.
score.
When
and
you
then
don't
we'll
know,
go.
yeah,
Tell me in the
you don't
comments.
know.
I really don't care if you think I'm an asshole or not. I'm your asshole. So yeah, so I
Guy
listened
comes
to
on.
it.
Picks bad shirt still. Shirt.
Yeah, fucking shirt, bro.
Yeah, shirt police.
Yeah,
and shit.
shirt, bro. Well, if you want to talk about my shirt, guys, this is Jen Chosen. It's from my church.
Ooh, show love.
Yeah. So yeah. So the second time, well, like the third time that I heard it, and I was actually able to actually pay attention to it, it's definitely something you just hear in the background.
Yeah.
Right.
You in the crib or something like that. Definitely a mood. I could definitely see myself, nice drink, chilling, maybe in the backyard. But when you start reading, because that's another thing, I actually had to read the lyrics because it's kind of so jumbled in. It's like, oh shit, this shit, it's got something there.
There's a story
There's definitely,
somewhere.
yeah.
Very repetitive.
Yeah.
But I get it
what the-
because it's
an
beats.
instrumental.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, so I get it. But the stuff, I did find it very sweet when he was talking to his pops about his name and how he called him
That's the
Lionel
Louie.
and all, like
Yeah.
Louie. Like that was beautiful. All right, this is
I just
cool.
pictured Manny pacing back and forth in his house like,
The fuck are they
doesn't make
saying?
fucking sense.
Yeah, like I had to sit down. Put the baby to sleep. I got shit to do. But yeah, I will say I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will give my rating.
We can tell.
I'll give my rating after that. But I will say, Family Tree is my shit. Leonard's my shit. Even though Leonard, for me, kind of went into the next three, I thought it was all one song.
Okay.
Hold My Hand, I definitely dig that. You gotta, if you read the lyrics, that is very deep. And Last Words for me, those are very, very good songs.
Okay.
Added them to the playlist.
Yeah. For this record, Kenny Beats record, I thought it was dope. I feel like we at Joe's apartment, he got the visuals on, and we setting up for a party or some shit like that, and we just chilling, vibing and drinking. That's the kind of album that this is for me. Yeah, I like Hooper. Big fan of Hooper. Like me and G was discussing Drop 10.
Yeah. Drop 10 was yeah.
Where's that? The whole time Drop 10, we're thinking it's a Michael Jackson sample.
Yeah.
It's not a Michael Jackson
Yeah, that's
sample.
not Mike's. That's not Mike.
What is
Totally
it?
blew my mind.
But that's a good beat maker when you could think and correlate it to something else.
Yeah, because I knew
and it's
it,
a hit.
Yeah, I knew it automatically from one of my favorite rappers rapping
He
over it
forced
on the
us to listen
mixtape. So
You gotta hear this shit.
the sample is the sample is of Misdemeanor. Misdemeanor, and
It
then
was
what's
like, oh yeah,
Foster Silver's.
Foster Silver's name?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, so now we had to do homework. I'm like, oh wait a minute, who came out first? Who's biting who?
Yeah.
So he was supposed to be the next Mike. Because
Yeah.
I could have sworn this was the Jackson 5. But
It
no,
looks
this
like
is
a
his sample.
clone. Like if you made it, you know what it actually looks like? He looks like the alien Mike that they had in.
Black Dynamite?
Yes. Yeah.
Black
Like it would be a
Dynamite,
weird clone. Like that's bro. The kid looked like it could be Mike. So they were just beating every child they could and singing back in the day, you know. But
it
that made us like damn, really look into that track.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. He did a great job with it, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
a
No,
good
he
job
did
with
great,
that
man.
sample.
He did great.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it was dope.
yeah.
Big fan of that. I like Really Really is cool.
Really?
Really. I like the beginning. I like the story. I don't know how I mixed it up with him. Like, is that his father's name? But whatever. But yeah,
It's
the name-
easy to miss
Yeah,
because
because
of
it was
how they're
an
speaking.
interesting story.
Yeah,
because it is
yeah,
cut up
yeah.
also.
You know what
too.
you have to do?
Yeah.
You have to go to Spotify and look at the words and read it as it's going.
Yeah, but Leonard from it's a beat album. So
Leonard.
He does that every
Lenard.
time.
I like
You must
the
know a
joints.
guy named Lenard.
Yeah,
man.
you got it.
Lenore.
Oh, it's just he knows it's an asshole way to say Leonard. That's why.
Leonard.
Yeah, Lenard.
Leonard. dog.
Just keep saying it, nigga. It works. It's hilarious.
But then it was cool. It's a movement. I like this joint. I mean, I ain't got nothing too bad to say about it. You know what I mean? This will be. I started to freestyle a little bit.
So you make you almost want to.
That's how you like. That's how you know if you like it.
is a
Let
beat.
me see if I can rock to it. Let me see if I can rock to it. And then I rock to it. I sound horrible. So I was like,
It's a
just
reminder.
need to stick
Shut
to
up
the
and
mic. Just listen.
Let me not spark up my LimeWire just yet.
Just
Man.
reviews. That's it. That's what we need to stick to. But yeah.
That's good.
Dope.
That's good.
That's cool, man. Well, I'll jump right into it. Let you finish this thing off. Like we were saying earlier, looking into this, the story got me. I was a little confused as well because I didn't know. I was like, I'm not gonna look into this dude first. I want to just hear this shit like just straight off the rip. And I could quickly tell. I'm like, all right, nobody's saying much, so it's got to be like beats. And then it continues. So. Around my second listen, that's where I really like dove into it. So parentheses, that's like common. Like I could hear artists on different one of these beats.
Definitely a lot of.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell his influences from like his dad's. His dad's got to be a dope ass dude. First of all,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Just for him to have all of this in him as a young man. Right. Hold My Head, I gotta give it to Kanye. I could hear Kanye on that. If Kanye didn't make that beat, he would be on that type of track. So They Say, it's just hilarious intro because I give it to. It sound like Vote for Pedro. Like my man is on there. You know, but that's a nice beat on that one. Family Tree is probably my favorite song.
Yeah, Family Tree.
Like honestly, it for many reasons. The way it begins and how he curses out your entire family. It's hilarious. Like I'm
your
driving
mama,
down,
your
bro,
auntie,
your
like, brother.
Bro, I'm driving down Chancellor Ave with my windows open. I'm like, yeah, word, this is a little fucked up. So I'm like, okay, let me. But it's
That motherfucker mad at somebody.
Eternal. Eternal is a nice little
Yeah,
song.
really nice.
It's an old school, like a Beatles beat to me. I like that shit. Drop 10 like kind of blew my mind. Like I just knew that was gonna be a Jackson 5 song. I didn't even look it up the first time I heard it.
Right.
Rotten was probably the last song I really liked on the album. If it gave like a D'Angelo feel. But this dude, I love the way he just like his use of different instruments. You could tell he has a wide scope and feel for music. I just want to see this dude win because this is like.
Yeah.
You know, he's dope, man. He's dope. This is really good, man. This is something I will just let
Just
play.
throw on because it's
People-
quick to listen
Throw it
to.
on the
It's like
background,
30
yeah.
minutes.
That's another
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
This
33
is
minutes.
probably the shortest album we'll listen to. Honestly, it is
was.
30 minutes.
This is a quick one.
Yeah.
So you throw it on and just let it
A
play.
bunch of
bro.
tracks.
Yeah,
tracks,
it's surprising.
Like
Like
18 tracks. Or some
Is
shit
it
like
that?
that.
Yeah, I was gonna
17.
say 15,
17.
17.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot, man.
I feel like he's shopping, yeah. Like when you put beats
Honestly,
out, like
that's
you're shopping,
what I
like
feel.
see,
Well, that's
artists
what
is he gonna call you.
That's
Who's
what I
get
thought
the
was
call?
gonna like. All right, well, he's got to like be making beats for other people or like something, which I'm sure he is, but
Yeah,
he probably
he is.
hasn't caught on. But like, I'm just a whole album, my pops, a whole situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like
He worked with Vince Staples.
He works
Yeah,
with a lot of
absolutely.
a
He works
lot of
with a couple
different
artists.
artists. Like
You
he's
can tell
very
by
well
how good
respected.
this shit.
Yeah.
Like he is seasoned. You know what I'm saying?
He's more of the like the internet kind of rappers
Yeah.
right now, the ones that are like, you know, not the
SoundCloud, got you.
like, you know, the Vince Staples, like you said, Denzel Curry's, those kind of guys that
Yeah.
they got a really big cult following and stuff
Absolutely.
like that. Like he's doing it the right way. But
It's
yeah,
his way.
I was pretty impressed by it.
I was very
At
impressed
first, I
by
was
it,
like,
bro.
okay, it's cool, listen, blah blah blah. But I think today is when it really started hitting me.
Yeah.
The weather was
You
good
definitely
today.
got
and
to
shit.
hear it a couple of times. You got to be in the mood.
Yeah.
in the-
Your story makes so much sense. It is mute music.
Yeah.
And not kind of like working.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Unless you like chilling
Kinda
at
do,
work.
depends on what kind of work you're
You know,
doing.
yeah,
Yeah,
depends on what
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
work you're doing. You're
Yeah.
not, if you're working, you don't want to listen to this shit.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is for after work.
Yeah.
You driving home,
Driving
feeling
home,
good.
you can throw it
Yeah.
on.
Sun's
Yeah.
out. Yeah, sun is out.
Yeah.
Sunroof, doing your thing. You know?
I like the cover a lot. I feel like the cover.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
fits
The cover is
Yeah.
definitely
The artwork.
yeah.
Yeah,
That shit is
yeah.
dope.
It's just dope.
With the trees and all that, yeah.
But yeah, today was when it really hit me. It reminded me of like back when I used to listen to Jay Dilla, Madlib a lot, where it's
Wow.
just the whole tape. You throw it on with Jay Dilla. You could, you know, it's just beats, but he gets the story going.
Absolutely.
From those beats.
Yeah.
That was what I definitely got reminded of here. I like Still a lot. Still,
Yeah.
probably my favorite track on this. I think, oddly enough, like the second half of the album is when it really starts hitting for me.
I feel like that. I
Just
honestly know the first three is
The first three,
The
you
first
know, the
three.
middle, what is it,
It's
parentheses?
slowed it down. Yeah.
Kind of like
parentheses, hold my head.
Hold My Head
And
is
so they
definitely-
say
yeah.
is that Family Tree is good too, but I feel like it changes at Family Tree.
I think I just
it's
get
not
so
bad.
excited when Still got done. I just
I
like
feel
that
you.
one so
Yeah,
much.
it turns
Just
it back up.
such a-
Fucking Still, run it again.
Yes, I like 5 times to listen to it today,
yeah.
and then going into the next track, and then Eternal I like a lot, like you mentioned. Yeah,
Eternal was dope for me.
I liked
playback a lot.
Hot Hand, Rotten. Yeah, just this whole thing. It was a nice, very chill listen.
Easy.
Definitely, I listened to it a bunch of times.
I mean, it's only 30 fucking minutes.
Yeah, exactly. You don't mind running it back though, for me at least.
Right.
So no, I was pleasantly surprised by this.
Yeah.
Because when I've heard his beats on other rapper stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy can actually really produce.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah.
see the
He got
videos
skills.
too of him putting beats together.
Skills definitely come through. That's
Yeah.
undeniable. Skills definitely come through.
His range. It's
Yeah.
a lot of good to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I was pretty impressed by this. I'm definitely gonna keep listening to this one.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I can't wait to have a dinner party and put this shit
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
just on the
that's the
vibe.
just chill day and shit. Yeah.
Some grown man shit.
Some wine flowing.
Where's that funky tune
Yeah.
coming from?
Because you don't get a lot of beat tapes anymore.
No,
too.
you don't. Yeah.
So it's always nice to hear it.
Yeah.
I was a big instrumental guy in high school, so it's a nice little flash
There's
in
no
the past.
age range on these either. These aren't like your
Nah, you
trap
can-
beats. These ain't your trap. These
Nah.
are not gonna get your trap beats. This is like
You can play this for
is nice
years and
music.
years to come,
Yeah.
and still be
yeah,
relevant.
these gonna
one
age
and
well.
still be good.
They're gonna
yeah.
age well. Yeah. I
So
got that
ratings,
feel.
fellas. Let me see what you guys thinking.
It's a good idea. You're done with it, huh, Smooth? Okay.
Oh damn, y'all wanted to keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I was
I'm joking.
You want to go first since you bring it up?
Should I go first?
I mean,
You want to go last?
I would like to go last.
Oh god damn.
Nah, I ain't got
I'll
shit
go
to say, nothing
first.
crazy. Go ahead.
I'll go first. 8.3.
Ooh, I like
I really liked it.
guns blazing.
It's
really like
it's
it.
around an 8 for me. It might be closer to that, yeah, but yeah, definitely.
There's a
around
lot of
for sure.
familiarities with these beats.
Yeah.
I got a lot of
It
good
just feels
feels.
so well. Yes,
got
I
a
was
lot
in
of good
such a good
feels,
mood
bro.
today.
Yeah,
this
bro.
morning.
It's a good feel.
Words.
They definitely weren't feeling this. We don't
That's
like,
good. I'm glad.
We don't like this half
God
of the
bless
table.
you, Kenny. Don't listen to these guys.
I didn't say anything.
Not yet.
Yeah, just, it was just good. Yeah, just feeling like other things were going well.
I'm voting with my heart. Yeah.
It
He
just-
said
it
this
just
is a
added
good
on.
time of life for me right
Yes.
now.
It was
Don't
just
fuck
added
this up
to
for me,
it.
guys.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
You give it a number? You didn't give it a number. You gonna skip?
I give it 8. Yeah,
Oh, just straight.
Give it
I'll give it like an 8.
Solid 8.
Okay,
Yeah,
solid 8. I got
Yeah,
it.
it can go. I see it going up the more I listen to it.
Right.
That's another thing. The more you listen to it, it's definitely
Yeah.
definitely. So when I first heard it, motherfucking 2. Just being honest. So when I first, because I legit, I was like, no, I'm gonna save it for the show.
Needs words.
Yeah,
words.
it's like, what the fuck is? Well, it's because I was really thrown for a loop. Like,
Yeah. You expected something
yeah,
different.
because
He was thrown for a loop because there were too many loops.
Oh,
Ooh, that was a good one. That's
Bum, bum, bum.
Joey's Jizz.
I see what you did there. Nah, but when I first heard it, I definitely would have given it like a 2 or 3.
Right.
Just because it's like, it's cool beats or whatever. But, if I'm listening to music. But when I heard it 2 or 3 times, and then I didn't have to be focused on work and, doing the run around, all that shit. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it another listen. I'm like, nah, this shit. Yeah, it hits. It got some beats. The range, like we all said, it's definitely an album that's gonna last. So after hearing everything like that, to be fair, I'm not gonna give it an 8. 7, 8, maybe 7.8.
That's Quan's like, all right, guys.
That's on my opinion.
I'll be the
was,
oddball out.
When I hear when I hear 7, it's like I almost don't like it, and that's
get it.
fine.
Just 'cause it's
That's fine.
7.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that.
No,
That means
I
good.
like
I'm just
it.
saying.
I'm listening
I'm just
to it.
saying. If I'm rating, let me say it better like that. If I'm rating, if that don't gotta be
And I don't
yours,
like
it
that
ain't
bitch is getting a
everybody's.
4 or 3.
I know that to be true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like the whole
I think I
1
gave
in 10
a 4 already.
still the
You
weird
definitely
system.
have.
I feel like the 1 in 10 is still a weird system. I'm used to 5 mic sorts thing. You know what I'm saying? It's 1 to 5.
Don't give us enough to wiggle room.
But no,
not
I'm
a lot
with
of
it.
it,
I'm
yeah.
with it. But I'm just saying. I think 7 is good though.
If you're thinking like that,
7 in that
7
bracket,
is good.
yeah.
7 is
7 is
good.
good.
7
I
is
think
good.
7. I say 7.8 because 7 is. I'll definitely hear it again.
I feel you.
I
That's a
won't
good
mind if it come back
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
I'm not
throw something at the
clamoring.
radio.
I'm not clamoring for more Kenny Beats.
Throw some Louie on.
Kenny
Throw
Beats is
Louie on.
back. acting like I'm not.
It reminds me of like GTA Radio too a little bit. I can
God
see
damn,
this
Yo, you got a fucking nail on the head.
That is true.
Holy
A little bit,
shit.
son.
Shit.
Yeah, that was a good one, yo.
Yeah.
Doing
It
job
just hits
box
you
with
right now,
homies. Yeah. Doing survival
Yo,
mode.
throw on that Kenny
We
Beats
all
on.
know, yo, that's exactly what they say. Kenny Beats coming up next on the vibe.
In the waiting room waiting and shit.
Yeah.
Waiting for the game to load up, getting the guns
Wait for
ready.
waiting for motherfucker to come and shit.
You know how to cut a record. I think I'm gonna give it. I'm staring between. I was thinking about 6.5, but I like the story. I like the storytelling in the album, so I'll give it a solid 7. I'll give it a solid 7. I was staring from 6.5 to a solid 7. It's beats, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So
It's not bad.
No, I usually listen to beats, but like it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
but
It's an acquired taste too.
acquired taste.
Joe came in
Great
here like,
artwork.
somebody's gonna give this a fucking 10.
Great artwork. I love beats. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Solid work, guys.
So overall, it gets about an 8.
We're gonna throw an average, yeah.
For average.
Good job, Kenny.
Go ahead, Kenny.
It's good, yeah.
Holla at us,
Stay in
Kenny.
these
My
streets,
people
man.
holla at your people. You know what I'm saying?
It'll be me. It won't
I'll
be
send the
anyone
email.
else.
All right.
Maybe